Hi, I'm Lisa Rangel with Chameleon Resumes, the premier executive resume writing company. And today we're going to talk about free resume reviews. More specifically, I'm going to talk today about why most free resume reviews are worthless. It's actually a little bit of a pet peeve of mine because many resume writers use free resume reviews and resume critiques as a way to draw jobs and try to grab a client. And believe me, I'm all about marketing and I love marketing. And so I don't begrudge anyone their marketing efforts. However, I just find that the free resume review or the free resume critique can really be riddled with inauthentic, not so genuine type of intentions. And it really leaves the job seeker, in most cases, more confused, unsure what to do. And the actual free resume review is not effective for them. And so I prepared a list today why I find most free resume critiques are worthless. Because I want you to be aware of them. So at least if you're going to use a free resume critique or a free resume review service, you know what you're getting into. And if for some reason it doesn't make sense to you, you'll know why. So today's topic, why I think free resume reviews are worthless. And the first item on that list is I find that the advice can be very one size fits all, especially those free resume review services where you have to upload your resume and they send out an email back to you that says what's wrong with it and you're not necessarily talking to somebody. And how I know this is because I often test them and I'll put different resumes through their upload process, like a marketing assistant or a finance director, and then maybe a clinical development person from pharma, or so different types of backgrounds all over the map, different levels, and often the email that gets regurgitated back to me as the person who uploaded that resume is often very similar, and the feedback is often similar, despite what position it is, despite how bad or good the resume is. Because I've also put in bad-looking resumes and I put in awesome-looking resumes, and yet I always seem to get the same feedback. And so it's just this cookie-cutter email template that really isn't getting an eyeball on it to give you specific. It's really just generic feedback that they're applying to pretty much almost everyone in hopes that you'll hire them to buy. So number one is that it's usually generic and not specific feedback. The second reason why I think most free resume critiques are worthless is that most of these critiques don't include or don't factor in the job target. They're just these resume reviews with feedback in a vacuum. They don't consider the target. What's the end game? What type of job are you trying to market yourself into? And unless you're doing a resume review with the job description or descriptions that you have in mind that you want to target, the critique information is really worthless, because if you're going for a senior level role versus a mid-level role, or you're going for a role in technology, say you're a marketing director looking at technology firms as well as financial firms, you might need it tweaked a little bit differently based on the industry that you're going for or the level that you're going for. And you absolutely need to factor in the job target in order to have that critique information be worth something to you. So, if it's a resume critique or a resume review in a vacuum in one of these free reviews without factoring in the job target, then I could tell you it's most likely worthless information. The third reason why I think most resume reviews are worthless is because they really only focus on optimizing for the applicant tracking system. Now, don't get me wrong, having your resume optimized for the applicant tracking system is something that you want to do. And when they're helping you in that capacity, that's definitely a good thing, so I'm not going to knock people for doing that. However, what they fail to tell you is, only about 20 to 20% happen through job postings and applicant tracking systems. 65% roughly, depending on the study that you're looking at, 65% of hires happen through employee referrals, social media connections, personal contacts. So, and the remaining 10%-ish, 10-15%-ish is, third-party executive recruiters. So, when 75% roughly of the hires are happening in other ways not involving an ATS, you cannot let the job seeker think the only way to find the job is through an ATS. So when you optimize the resume only for that purpose, you're ignoring how 75% of hires happen. And I think that does a major disservice to the job seeker. So, so that's reason number 3. Reason number 4 that I think most resume reviews are worthless is because, you know, the resume writer is giving you suggestions in many cases in ways that you can't do yourself. You know, they're sort of getting you with the hook of like, here's what you need to fix, and you don't know how to fix it, so guess what? You have to hire me to do it. Oh, that's really like, you know, that's not obvious, right? So, and that just annoys me. It's like, you know, I have a ton of DIY stuff. I have a ton of yourself. I do tons of free, you know, webinars and seminars, and I genuinely want people to take the information from those resources and use it and apply it and get jobs. And they do, because I get testimonials for our free stuff and our DIY stuff all the time. You know, and then if somebody really doesn't want to do it themselves, or they have a highly unique situation, or you know, typically at the executive level or the high level 6-figure jobs, they just want some more input, and it's really more of a consultative approach. We work with people for the higher end coaching work. So, you know, but if I'm doing a DIY, you know, type of resource or a free resource, I really want you to genuinely learn something and walk away with, you know, what you need to do it. If you're a good direction follower and you're a decent writer, you're going to be able to do this yourself. So, you know, I don't like the gotcha type of free resources where it's really just to get you to buy something. So, you know, if the resume writer isn't being straightforward about that, and they're only giving you feedback in such a way that you can't do it yourself, then the guise of a free critique, then, you know, I think it's disingenuous. So that's just me. You know, so that bugs me. So that's why I think they're kind of worthless, right? Because then you can do something wrong with your document, but you can't fix it if you don't have the money. So, and then reason number 5 why I think most resume reviews, free resume reviews are worthless, are because, you know, they don't support you after the critique. After they give you that free critique, you know, if you have any other extra questions, or you're not, okay, so now you apply the information, maybe you can take the information and you can apply it from the free review, and but now you don't know how to approach a client, you know, a company, or you don't know how to answer a question on an interview, you know, so they don't support you. And I feel like, you know, which that's, you know, if they're doing a free critique, they have to limit it and have boundaries, and I get that. But, you know, you just need help, right? So you just need people to someone to talk to. You need someone to ask questions to. So I find that, you know, there's usually not a lot of support after that critique is done, which can sometimes even cause more questions, and now you have nobody to ask. So those are 5 reasons why I think most free resume critiques are worthless, and it's really a pet peeve of mine, because I just really like to be genuine. So personally, I don't do free critiques. My company, we don't do free critiques. You know, we have a service that charges for a critique, and it's very clear. It's a paid service. If you are interested in it, the link will be in the description box. You know, chameleonresumes.com/resume-critique. But you know, I want you to make sure that when you're looking at free resume reviews and free resume critiques, that at least you're looking, you know what you're getting into. And if you don't want to play those head games, and, you know, are they trying to get me to buy something, not trying to get me to buy something? Are they trying, you know, if you don't want to play head games, you just want a straightforward consultative service, and you want 30 days of email support, then you're going to want to consider our resume critique service, because we also LinkedIn profile, and we also obviously look at the job target or targets that you want to factor in, and we make sure all your documents, your resume, your LinkedIn profile are in sync with your job targets, and then give you 30 days of email support after that critique. So make sure you consider that, but if not, no worries. I want to make sure that you are armed to evaluate those free resume critiques, so you know what you're getting yourself into. Again, Lisa Rangel, Chameleon Resumes, the premier executive resume writing company. And I thank you so much for being with me here today. If you like this video and you know someone who can benefit from it, like the video and then share it, and I will be very grateful. And if you have any other questions, you can email me at chameleonresumes.com, or just put a comment down below underneath the description, and I read and reply to every email and comment. So thanks so much. Have a great day, and see you next week.